The Power of Forgiveness. Lessons from Desmond Tutu. Have you ever been so hurt by someone that it felt impossible to forgive? That pain, that anger, it's like a heavy stone in your heart, weighing you down. Maybe it was a betrayal by someone you trusted. Maybe it was harsh words that left invisible scars. I know I've been there. It's easy to feel like we're protecting ourselves by holding on to that hurt. We think, if I forgive, aren't I saying what they did was okay? But today I want to invite you on a personal journey with me. A journey into forgiveness. Together, we'll explore what forgiveness really means, why it's so difficult, and how it can set us free. My guide on this path is the incredible Desmond Tutu, a man whose life was a living testimony to the power of forgiveness. Join me as I take on the challenge of practicing forgiveness inspired by his teachings. Let's walk this path together and see where it leads. Desmond Tutu's legacy of forgiveness. Desmond Tutu. His name is synonymous with forgiveness and reconciliation. A man of faith, a voice for the oppressed, and a champion of peace. He was born into a South Africa divided by the brutal system of apartheid, where racial discrimination was institutionalized and violence was a part of daily life. Yet, instead of responding with hatred, Tutu chose a different path. He became a beacon of hope, preaching love and forgiveness even when it seemed impossible. In 1984, he was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to bring justice and equality to his people. But his work didn't end there. After the fall of apartheid, Tutu chaired the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. This was no ordinary courtroom. It was a place where victims and perpetrators of horrific crimes came face to face. A place where the truth was spoken and where forgiveness became a powerful force for healing a broken nation. Why forgiveness is so difficult? Why is forgiveness so hard? Think about it. When someone hurts us deeply, every instinct tells us to protect ourselves. Anger feels like a shield. Resentment feels like justice. We think, if I forgive, I'm letting them get away with it. But here's the truth. Forgiveness isn't about the other person. It's about us. It's about setting ourselves free from the chains of bitterness and pain. Imagine carrying a heavy stone everywhere you go. It's exhausting, right? That's what resentment does. It weighs us down. Forgiveness is the act of putting that stone down. It doesn't mean the hurt never happened. It means we're choosing freedom over anger. Desmond Tutu put it this way: resentment is like drinking poison and then hoping it will kill your enemies. When we refuse to forgive, we hurt ourselves most of all. Stories of forgiveness. Let me share two stories that illustrate the transformative power of forgiveness. First, there was a young girl. She had been brutally tortured during the apartheid era, beaten, humiliated, left for dead. Years later, she sat before the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, face to face with her torturer. He confessed his crimes in vivid detail. Everyone in the room braced for her reaction. Would she lash out in anger, demand vengeance? Instead, she did something extraordinary. She said, "I forgive you." In that moment, she reclaimed her life. Forgiveness didn't erase her trauma, but it freed her from being defined by it. Now, imagine a policeman who had committed unspeakable atrocities. He stood before the commission, tears streaming down his face as he confessed his guilt. He was broken, consumed by shame. What happened next left an indelible mark on my heart. Desmond Tutu, the man who had witnessed so much suffering, walked over to this man and embraced him. He said, "You are forgiven. You are free." That embrace wasn't just a gesture. It was a declaration of humanity. A moment where forgiveness released not only the victim, but also the perpetrator from the chains of the past. Tutu's teachings, forgiveness as a process. Tutu taught us that forgiveness is not a one-time event. It's a process. It's a journey of healing, reflection, and transformation. He reminds us, forgiveness is not a feeling. It's a choice. It's not about pretending the hurt never happened. It's about refusing to let anger and bitterness control our lives. Here are a few steps that can guide us on this journey. Step 1. Acknowledge the pain. Don't hide it. Don't downplay it. Say, "Yes, I was hurt." Healing begins with honesty. Step 2. Recognize that forgiveness is for you. It's not about excusing bad behavior. It's about releasing yourself from resentment. Step 3. Make the choice to forgive, even if it feels impossible, even if you have to do it over and over again. Tutu's words echo in my mind. Forgiveness is an act of self-love. When we forgive, we open the door to healing and peace. Call to reflection and action. Now I want to turn this over to you. Who do you need to forgive? What pain have you been holding on to? Share your story in the comments. Let's create a space for honesty, reflection, and growth. And if forgiveness feels too hard right now, that's okay. Just take one step. Even acknowledging the desire to forgive is a powerful beginning. Thank you for joining me on this exploration of forgiveness. If this message touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. In our next video, we'll explore how compassion can rebuild broken relationships and transform lives. Until then, may you walk in peace, choose forgiveness, and embrace the freedom that comes with it. See you soon.